Welcome back everyone to another episode of Planescape. We are on our way to do some questing. Some more people. If I find anyone interesting along the way, I'll talk to them. But yeah, let's see what happens. You see a heavy-set man with sharp features and a pained expression. Despite his huge frame, however, he has an effeminate look about him, and unlike the other residents of the scene, he looks to have bathed recently. As you approach, he looks up hopefully and calls out in a high voice. Craddock, good sir? What? Hey? Purple expression dies as he studies your face. 1,000 apologies, good sir, if I have given offense. Gives a slight bow. I'm called Bane the Sender, third child of Day Bane the Sender. I'm one of the many runners in the employ of the House of Senders. No apologies necessary, Bane. What do you want? 1,000 apologies for troubling you with such a trivial matter, but I see Craddock, an overseer of the Hive. Bane looks like he's in pain, but alas, he eludes me. He looks at you hopefully again. Could it be you that have heard such a man? No. Bane gives a deep sigh. I'm bound to deliver a message to him, and yet fortune has chosen not to favour me. I could help. Bane's face lights up like a lantern. Oh, fortunate day for Bane and the House of Senders. Any assistance you could provide will be most welcome. You can find this Craddock and pass along the message. I shall see it as if you paid for your troubles. Alright, what's the message? Bane recites the message almost like a mantra. The shipment must be cursed by the third day or there will be a penalty. Bane frowns. I am told that Craddock will know of the shipment to which the message pertains. If I see Craddock, I'll pass along the message. Is there anything you can tell me about him before I go that might help me find him? He's said to be a giant of a man. Okay, so I know who that is.
Updated my journal.
Definitely know who that is. I think we came across him before. I forgot about the contract mission. Yes, I was able to get the contract. She looks relieved, and her eyes become misty. By the powers, you must be a Deva in disguise to do such a thing. Barely know. Give her the contract.
My journal.
Nay. If you could show me the husband the contract, then go for him, but don't say how. I'd appreciate it. See anger. He doesn't look any better than before. As you approach him again, he turns slowly to face you. His face tightens. He again. Didn't you hear me the first time, you pox-ridden dog? Get out of me house, or so help the powers, I'll carve you where you stand. Show him his Dustman contract. As you pull out the contract, the blood drains out of Anger's face. For a moment, he seems at a loss for words, and his temper quickly resurfaces. Where did you get that? By the powers, you'd best tell me. I took it from a dustman named Mordai. It has your name on it. Anger can't seem to take his eyes from the contract. Why'd you bring it to me? He looks suspicious. To ransom it? Tear up the contract.
My journal.
You tear up the parchment, and Anger's eyes follow the bits of paper as they float to the ground with a desperate look. He shudders slightly, then straightens as if a great weight was lifted from him. He looks like he's about to thank you, then stops and stares at you suspiciously. Nothing's free, not in the Hive, Cutter. Consider this free and expect a lot of rules in the Hive to change while I'm around. Angry expression crumbles. He looks tired of fighting his good fortune. I must have prayed to the right powers this past month, he sighs. You have me thanks, Cutter, whatever that's worth. Actually, perhaps you can help me. I have some questions. I ask why you signed the Dustman contract. Perhaps it is the sheer amount of riches and wealth that surrounds you that distracted you. He snorts. You have less than nothing, and I need a jink. It didn't seem to matter too much at the time, where it might have come from, and selling me bodies to the Dusties is a lot more honest than most work around here. What caused you to change your mind? It's jest, he sighs. I saw one of them zombies on the streets a half month ago. One of them zombies that work for the Dusties and stabbed me in me heart. Knew I'd made a mistake. I didn't want to be any part of that after death. Sign the contract. Prickling sensation crawls along the back of your skull as you are about to speak. You suddenly know for a fact that Anger isn't likely to accept your preaching peacefully. We all had our share of mistakes. Looking for a man named Farad. Anger nods. Aye, that name be known to me, and not a fond name it is either. What can you tell me about him? He frowns. He's one of them collectors, and one with a long shadow. Quite a few boys at his beck and call. He may not be Lord of the Realm, but he's not a smart one to tangle with. Lord or no. You know where I can find him.
My journal.
Aye, but I wouldn't be doing you a favour telling it to you. Drown deepens. One of me kin fell into lot a few months back and spilled some of the dark of old Farad. Here tell. Farad's actually got his kit buried somewhere under rag because where? To get it, there's some kind of portal you need to jump through while carrying some junk in your hand. Aha. Now I know. What's a journal of mine? Alright.
Done.
Keep the come back. I remember.
Done.
Alright. I think you can find just junk laying around in rag because there thing. Enter. Death of names. Man before he looks to be middle of height in years. He's stout with a thick bullish neck and his shoulders are hunched as if a great weight was pressing upon them. Wears an impatient look as he stares at the black monolith in front of him. Greetings. Man throws you a glance. There's room, Cutter. No need to ask my leave to stand here. Actually, I wanted to know what this monolith is. Tombstone for the plains, he scoffs. Graveyards of names are scratched on that rock. I only hope my name's the one that'll split this stone in twain. Went to the base of the monolith. Quinton, right there. Hammered in just hard enough to send the damn thing crashing down. Tombstone for the plains? Aye, Quinton smiles ruefully. Thus he scratched the names of the dead on this monument here. He gestures around him. On the walls of this place, not enough space by my reckoning, but no matter. They do their best. Can barely read half the names. What are you doing here? Reading the new arrivals. Try and find a new one every day. Try and remember if I knew them. Nothing more. Dustmen record the names of all that have died on this monument? Aye, they scratch them on this rock. And scratch them on the walls in this place too, Quinton scoffs. I don't know why they take the trouble to take accounting of the dead. The Dusties have more care for the living. Thing? Aye, you know about the Dustman mourners that come to this place? They aren't mourning the dead, they see. They aren't mourning the dead, see. They're mourning the living. You can barely get a word in them edgewise without them asking to mourn some poor living Burke for you. Why do they mourn the living? Got me there, Cutter, he shrugs. Might want to put the question to them. Seems to me the dead are thrice worth the pity of any poor sod living in this pit. He nods at the monument. Every name on there is blessed in my book, it is. Ever know anyone who came back here after their name was put on there? You mean come back from death? Quinton shakes his head. Not a one, Cutter. Everything that lives dies, and that's the way of things. He shrugs. Still considering the planes go on forever and all, I suppose anything's possible. Woman's face looks broken. She's covered in scars. They look like bite marks and fingernail cuts. She's cradling the shreds of several rags in her hands and is staring emptily at the wall of the monument, at the names there. Get you back. The woman's teeth peel back, displaying a row of black canines. What you want of Sev Tai? What's the matter? What's wrong? Those chaos men wrecked my car, attacked me, and killed 3 of my sisters who tried to stop them. Not sisters anymore. Now they're nothing but names on this memorial wall. Chaos men. A faction, they say, is what they are is an adult bunch that runs wild through the hive and does whatever they please. We never did no harm to them. Then they lope in like dogs and tear apart anything within their reach. Who are these chaos men who attacked you? They're a hiver gang, a bunch of adult sods that call themselves the starved dogs barking or something, such balmy nonsense. Their actions were unjust. Well, if you wish, I can see that the matter is rectified. If 3 deaths they caused, then 3 deaths shall these starved dogs suffer. Copper earring is in your purse if you pen 3 of those murdering sods in the dead book. Dig? I'll see it that they're put in the dead book. Can you tell me where they might be found? Go out the south gate, Spirewood from here, and then walk around the block until you come to a place where men run in circles, howling at the sea sky. They're starved dogs, they are. Yeah, I've been to that block. It's one of all the harlots and drunks south of here. I'll go there.
Updated my journal.
Names. See a dustman with a crooked smile frozen on his face. Despite the smile, his eyes are as dull as stones. His right arm is shorter than the left, and he keeps it tucked to his side, as if cradling a small child. Dustman's eyes fly over you. Name. The way he speaks the word, it sounds like the tolling of a bell. I don't know. No name, can't help you. Dustman speaks in a curious sing-song voice. Need to give a name if you want to see where it has died. What?
Updated my journal.
Given a name when you were born, give it back when you need it no more. Death of names, death of names. His eyes swim across the monolith on the walls of the area. Buried many names here, death of names has. Tell me a name, I'll show its grave. Alright. His eyes roll back at the back of his head, then pops back. With a wild gleam, his eyes run across the wall of the monument, scanning the names at human speed, then point at a section of the wall, buried. Them on the spot he's pointing at. Chiseled into the black stone, in tiny cramped writing is the name you requested. It's almost lost beneath the sea of names around it. Doll. Adan? For some reason he says Adan something. Eilish. Area name. Quentin. How about Ball? I have a feeling there's something you have to do with that, but I'm not sure. Landra. Hey, last, almost had that time. Don't you know it's dangerous to interrupt spellcasts while they're evoking a spell? Luckily for you, I was only practicing. Oh, what is it you want?
All right.
You see a haggard woman wrapped in rags. Her hair is disheveled and dirty, and her complexion is extremely dark. Burns cover her arms, and her right hand is a huge lump of flesh. Looks melted, like wax exposed to a great heat. Greetings.
Updated my journal.
What is it you want of me? The woman's accent is thick, and you are having difficulty making out what she's saying. You wanted me to leave? Not leaving this city, so I'm not. I can't try it. It's not a city, and it's a prison everywhere. Everywhere. It's worlds. There's... Her eyes gleam madly. Plains that be sinking sands. Fields thirsty nettles be... Sightless worlds where limbs are given life and hate. Cities of dust whose people are dust and whisper ash. A house without doors, its willet lands, the singing winds, the singing winds. She starts to sob quietly, but she sings all out of tears. Shadows. Terrible shadows there be. Where are these places? Where's them places? She flings a lump of her right hand in an arc, gesturing at the cityscape. They's all here, be. Doors here to everywhere. Doors? You, not knowing this, she squints at you and her teeth start chattering. Tell you I will. Beware every space you walk through or touch in this thrice-cursed city. Doors, gates, arches, windows, picture frames, the open mouth of a statue, the spaces between shelves. Beware any space bounded on all sides. All these doors to other places. What do you mean? Every door has a key, it does, and with this key they show their nature. An arch becomes a portal, a picture frame becomes a portal, a window becomes a portal. All eager to take you someplace else. They steal you away. She raises a lump of her right hand, and sometimes what's on the other side takes part of you as a tithe. Keys. The keys number as many as the doors in this. Every door a key, every key a door. Thief starts chattering again as if she is cold, and a key is anything. Maybe an emotion, an iron nail held between your second and fifth fingers, a port 3 times, and port once in reverse, or maybe a glass rose. These are all keys that open doors.
Updated my journal.
Yes, her teeth start chattering, and she clenches her mouth closed and squints her eyes. Yes. Can't leave. How did you get here?
Updated my journal.
She seems to calm slightly, and her eyes take on a 1,000-league stare. Came from a place else from here. Almost a life ago, hummed the tune by a glade with 2 dead trees that had fallen together. A brilliant door opened in the space between the crossed trees. Showed me the city on the other side. I stepped through, ended here. Why can't you go back? Tried! She tries to sob again. No tears come. Tried! All doors here lead to other places. He shudders and grips her melted right hand. Went through Fright's 10 portals, some a purpose, some accident. None of them right. Can't find way back. Must be a portal. Can't even leave here, the square. There, the place of death behind the gate waits for me. Points at the mortuary behind the gate and then turns back to you, her face desperate. Can't go anywhere in this city. Can't go anywhere? Anything could be a door. Any arch there, any door here could be a portal. Don't know the key, could get sent to another horrible place. Thieves start chatting again. Got to stay away from the closed spaces. All could be doors. Could have a key on me and I'd not be known. Been afraid of this. She's quit. Since the last time I walked through the last portal, the place where my hand stopped. Since me 10th turn, I'm in me 4th, 10th turn and that now. My teeth begin chattering again. 30 years. You haven't walked through any door for 30 years. Vision seems to clear slightly. She looks up at you. Her teeth still chattering. You got here. Must be a portal that can take you back. She smiles. Her teeth aren't chattering and because she's cold. They're moving around inside her mouth. Gums twisting as the teeth about. They rise and recede as you watch, chattering as they rattle against each other. What? Hisses at you. Only takes one portal you step through an accident. Drive the fear into you. I went through thrice 10. I lost me hand, burned me flesh, and lost me sense. She looks at her feet. No more, no more. I'm sorry. If I can find some means to help you, I will.
Updated
Farewell.
my journal.
Viv. Guardian Spirit. Spectral figure materializes from the gloom of the passageway ahead and quickly moves the path. It floats before you, its once human features twisting the mask of rage. Defilers, leave this place at once. Leave now. Its booming voice echoes down the halls. This place is forbidden to the living. Leave while you still can. Questions. Seek your answers elsewhere. This place is a sanctuary for the dead. I shall not permit their slumber to be disturbed by the intrusion of yet another insolent mortal. Other? You must know, yes. There's another intruder here even now continues to violate the sanctity of these hallowed halls. Anger in the spirit's voice fades. Seems somewhat saddened by the admission. The souls of my brothers and sisters cry out for peace. Who is this other intruder? He's an evil coward who wields great power over the dead. He seeks something within these walls. What it might be or what his purpose in seeking it, I cannot say. Why don't you drive this intruder away? I cannot. The coward has sealed himself within the inner chamber of the Mausoleum. He has erected powerful walls that bar my entrance into the chamber. It is here that he calls upon his dark arts to awaken my brethren and bends them to the evil will. Perhaps I may be of some assistance. The spirit remains silent for several long moments. You can almost feel the weight of his lifeless gaze upon you. Yes, might prevail where I have failed. If you will pledge to get rid of me of this blackguard, I shall grant you passage. What say you? I'll do it.
Updated my journal.
So be it. Spirit slowly begins to fade until only the echoing, disembodied voice remains. Take heed. Tread lightly in these halls, lest you join the others in eternal rest.
Done.
I know for a fact the right trap to be. Like, look at them, sir. Ah! Kelly boys. So. Bit of action. I think armor lasts quite a fair bit. Ow. No, the combat in this game is important. Got it.
Done.
Yeah, it's definitely a trap here.
That's sure, why not?
I'm gone.
He like.
Yeah. Damn it. Huh?
So he has a talent though. With 3 raised dead ones.
In enduring, grow strong.
Done.
AI gets really stuck in this game.
Dad?
Just folly. The clock seems true.
Yeah, got him.
All right.
You heal by yourself, though. early
Processing is true.
I'm gone.
A skill. Well, Made it. A bandage. The heal for free, but
All right.
I wonder if you this place, the romancer guy or not. Ow. I got no option but to tank the trap something. Oh crap.
Done.
I'm nameless one. Alright, he's
Did you
stuck.
see that? Damn it.
Kind of exploiting the AI a little bit here.
Did you see that?
Game isn't really about the combat.
Damn it.
More about the talking, dialogue. It was Mars very long game.
Done.
Yeah, I don't know where the hell that goes then. Trick. Dead walk. Ow. I'm not even sure I'd be allowed to rest here. I mean, it'll always say nearby. Mausoleum.
Dead.
I think it works on skeletons. I'm not sure if that worked or not. I know in Baldur's Gate that skeletons are magic. Fighting skeleton warriors is so powerful. They work the same way or not. Thanks. Back. Fuck. Bombing. Get a lot more bandages. I mean, dying in this game isn't a big deal because if you missed it, you can't really die. Like, we just sort of, depending on what part of the game you're in, wake up in different places. So, pretty sure we wake up in the morning. Oh, I'm down, fellas. Hey, you're excited to see me, but
Damn it.
get him. Look beaten up on his own kind. Energies. Eggs. What do we have here? Traps.
Done.
What?
Alright.
All right.
Yeah, the AI just doesn't seem to target anyone else, so I'd actually just... I thought the AI automatically goes after the person, it doesn't stop.
gone.
Bandages. That's all we have. Don't think we're allowed to rest here. Oh. Oh, we're not allowed to rest. Sleep. Dangerous. Just as I thought. Too dangerous to. No idea what that did.
I'm gone.
Happens, I guess. Oh dear. Rahan Rune Shadow. You see a mid-sized man in long robes of deep black. His hair is neatly coiffed and an impeccably trimmed goatee complements his handsome feature. Okay. Noticing your arrival, he puts down the book he was writing in and strides confidently over to you, smiling. Impressive, I must admit. I never thought you would make it this far. Glad to have disappointed you. Are you the one who responsible for all the walking dead? Who I am is of no consequence to you. What I want is the question that should concern you most. As he speaks, he looks you up and down as if somehow fascinated by you. Very well, what do you want? Takes a step back and cocks an eyebrow. I want your blood. That's some kind of threat? The man starts to answer but stops himself abruptly. An evil smile spreads across his face and he begins to laugh. Yes, I suppose it is. He continues to laugh even harder at his own private joke. You notice that his hands have begun to move at his sides. Slowly, they flit back and forth, tracing intricate patterns in the air. Alright. Don't like this.
I hear your words.
That at him?
What's up, Chief?
Oh dear.
Did you see that?
Get him more. Yeah!
The last of me.
Alright, everyone's horrified. I have to wait. Wait for everyone to get out of their horrified state. But I remember this guy has some good stuff on him. Doesn't last as long.
All right.
I shall serve.
I don't know why, but the dialogue window, lock beyond character.
Done.
For some reason that didn't automatically. Leg bone club. Full of ice knife. I remember what the bracelet does. Oh, there we go. Mega Scarred. That's actually. Oh, yeah. Yay. Roll of strength. Pick up. Bone dagger. Scroll of strength. Very nice. Rahan's diary. Otherbound tome. Oh boy. Cracked and worn of age. Some sort of crest has been burned into the cover. You can make out a series of interlocking triangles centered about the SR. The writing upon its pages has faded considerably, but the last few entries seem to end recently. Day 2 of the 127th year of Factal Hashkar's reign. At last I found it, the missing page of the Aptage Grimoire, now in my possession. As I'd guessed, the page detailed the necessary components for the casting of the final transformation spell. I have all but one of the components, a drop of an immortal's blood. All that stands between me and the eternal power of lichdom. Where can I find such a rarity? Perhaps I should seek the answer through divination. Day 14 of the 127th year of Factal Hashkar's reign. After days of taxing divination spells, I finally have my answers. Divination revealed the location of an immortal to be somewhere within an ancient mausoleum located in the hive section of Sigil. Must make haste. Must find this creature and draw its blood before it moves on. Day 15. I've arrived at the Mausoleum. Immediately I was set upon by a shade that guards the remains of those interred within the place. I managed to elude the spirit and found my way into what appears to have been the sanctum. Protected by some minor wards to prevent any further interruptions by the supernatural twit, I've set about raising some of the locals to conduct a search for the immortal. Divination was correct, and the immortal is here, then likely it is interred within one of the many crypts that line these halls. It's only a matter of time now. Day 17. I am not alone. Someone has entered the mausoleum and is interfering with my servants. Could it be the one I seek? Divination revealed only that I would find the immortal here. Could it be that my presence in this place has prompted that which I seek to seek me out? What a delightful twist. I shall have to get this last entry. Alright. Alright. Oh, that's something. Go. Yeah, I don't know if I need. This is the problem with these games. I don't know what I need. Guardian Spirit. As you step into the corridor, the Guardian Spirit materializes before you. Its ghostly countenance regards you benevolently. I thank you. You've done me a great service. The spirit of my charge is asleep quietly once again. Go in peace, friend. The apparition fades away, leaving you alone in the deserted hall.
Updated my journal.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I don't think I missed it here, but items, mage, armor class isn't complete and utter shit. Very useful, very useful. Quite happy with that. Right.
I'm gone.
That is something we can do for her, but I'm not exactly sure. I remember doing this quest a long time ago, but I never actually, I don't remember what we had to do. I had to find a port.
All right.
The quest. Rodge, that's right. Yep. Found out what was going on.
Updated my journal.
Got a copper. Multi-class. Alright. Well, get out of here and then we'll call this an episode, won't we? So thank you for watching. Join me next time where I will hopefully progress the mage build. Catch you next time. See ya.